Coming up in the news, World Bank and Caribbean Development Bank officials optimistic about project implementation following recent Grenada mission. And the Ministry of Mental Health launches suicide prevention hotline 988 to improve response and support. We'll have details to these stories and more, plus a look at news in the region when we return.
August 1st is coming, and Grenville is about to transform with activities in observance of Emancipation Day 2026.
Under the theme, proudly claiming our land, our culture, our identity.
Start your day with flavor from 6 a.m. with breakfast at the Grenville Car Park. Then at 2 p.m., the energy moves to the bus terminal for a massive community exhibition.
Come see, come buy, come support. As the sun sets, the real magic begins at 5:30 p.m. with the Flambeau March from Subi Fisher facility onward to the Grenville bus terminal.
Then at 8 p.m. is the formal ceremony with brief speeches, followed by cultural activities from 8:30 p.m. featuring drumming like you've never heard before.
Dance that moves the soul, a live band that keeps the vibe alive, and special performances by local artists and groups you won't forget.
From breakfast to midnight, it's all happening at the Grenville Bus Terminal. Saturday, August 1st. Don't be late. Emancipation Day 2026. Proudly claiming our land, our culture, our identity.
This event is hosted by the National Celebrations Committee in collaboration with SEDU.
In our 2026 strategy, we're focusing on several core pillars: high net worth individuals and experiential travel, romance and weddings, nautical experiences, meetings and incentives, culinary and agritourism, events and culture, adventure and sustainability. These pillars are designed to highlight the diverse experiences that Grenada has to offer. By aligning our efforts with these pillars, we aim to tap into key markets like North America, the UK, and regional markets, while also expanding into new territories such as Latin America, continental Europe, Asia, and Africa. Each pillar represents a unique aspect of our islands, from the luxurious experiences of our high-end resorts and villas to the vibrant cultural events that celebrate our heritage. We believe that by focusing on these areas, we can offer travelers unforgettable experiences that showcase the best of what our islands have to offer.
Welcome back with the details of the GIS News for Wednesday, July 29th. I am Rakisha St. Louis. Grenada is poised to improve its project implementation rate and align priorities with the government's transformative agenda. That's according to officials from the World Bank and the Caribbean Development Bank following a joint mission to Grenada last week. The partnership mission saw engagements with stakeholders, senior government officials, entrepreneurs, and beneficiaries, all geared toward reviewing existing projects to assess implementation rates, financial support, and challenges, and identifying opportunities to improve coordination and delivery. World Bank Operations Manager Gail Richardson said the bank has 10 projects in partnership with the government of Grenada, 9 of which are investment projects. Of the 9, 8 are regional projects. She shared some of the findings, which highlighted gaps and challenges in the procurement and implementation stages.
What we have found is that there are a lot of resources available to the government to support the implementation, meaning we have a lot of money that is available to support the achievement of results. And what we wanted to do this week was really try to unlock what's the challenges that are being faced with implementation. Some of those projects are relatively new, so you wouldn't expect them to be moving very quickly. Others are relatively old, so we wanted to figure out how we can help the resources to flow. We do have a couple of projects on our radar screen that we're going to be giving extra attention to because we know that they still make sense and the government confirms that they make sense. But there's some fundamental issues such as challenges with the procurement process, sometimes the World Bank taking too long to get back to the government, lack of clarity on who's doing what. So we really did come up with a good list of things that we can work on together for the next few months.
However, following the discussions and engagements, she is confident that moving forward, Grenada's project implementation rate will increase and the island will realize more development.
I think that we have now come up with a great platform. It's been about 2 years since we've done a portfolio review with the government of Grenada, and it's the first time we're doing it in partnership with the Caribbean Development Bank. So it makes it an even stronger partnership, both among the development institutions, but also with the government of Grenada. So I'm very confident that we'll continue to see more and expedited procurement of activities and the achievement of results going forward.
CDB's Director of Projects, L. O'Reilly Lewis, says Grenada's developmental priorities are in the right place. He commended the government for taking the bold step of assessing, identifying, and improving the process.
This took a lot of collaboration, and we are extremely pleased with the response of the government agencies for planning the meetings and spending the time to talk to us in very open and frank ways about what the challenges are. Some of the challenges relate to how we operate as a bank. And some of the challenges we would see and suggest maybe things that could improve with how the government has been implementing the projects. Challenges can only be solved if we approach it together. Right. It's not enough to say blame the bank or to blame the country. You know, really, we both of us are in it together, and we have to sit down and figure out. You know, if there are issues, for example, with not enough contractors, how can we design a project to attract other regional contractors to participate, for example, right? Those are things you have to think about and agree on upfront.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Climate Resilience, Perron Johnson, described the engagement with government officials as timely and fulfilling. She said moving forward, her ministry will be guided by the fact that success in project implementation starts from the preparatory stages.
Coming out from this, I think we had very frank, fruitful discussions, specific in terms of how can we improve project implementation. And we were able to identify some of the challenges and some of the potential bottlenecks, and we were able to identify what we can do better in terms of improving that. So as early as project preparation, we have identified that it's important for us to have well-defined projects with clearly defined objectives, indicators, and monitoring taking place. So from the very outset, it's important that we're able to define what it is we want. It's important for us to have clearly defined, well-prepared terms of references with clearly defined deliverables so that we know from the outset what we are to expect and not say at the end that we did not receive the service that we anticipated. So this was one of the key takeaways.
In addition to general stakeholder meetings, discussions were held with leading implementing ministries, including the Ministries of Economic Development, Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Infrastructure and Physical Development, Climate Resilience, the Environment and Renewable Energy, and Blue Economy and Marine Affairs. The Royal Grenada Police Force remains optimistic that violent crime statistics will continue to reduce as the unit strategically implements measures to curb crime and promote Grenada as one of the safest destinations in the world. On Tuesday, the Royal Grenada Police Force facilitated a press conference to update the media and the public on major investigations and carnival security preparations. Commissioner of Police Randy Connaught said in 2024, Grenada recorded 16 homicides. That number reduced in 2025, and if the trends continue, by the end of 2026, the country will record significantly lower figures.
Violent crime continues to be on a steady decline. This is demonstrated by the following figures. In 2024, we recorded a total of 16 homicides. And with our deliberate efforts and our strategic plan and comprehensive security alignment with trends and events from across the region, we saw that figure taking a further dip in 2025, moving that figure down to 10 homicides. And as of today's date for the year 2026, we have recorded 3 homicides. Should this trend continue, we are likely to end the year with figures significantly lower than those recorded in previous years.
He praised the unit for its high rate of solved crimes in 2025. This, he said, is a major achievement.
The year 2025 was also a watershed year for the Royal Grenada Police Force, as we recorded the highest number of crimes solved nationally. That level of performance and commitment has continued into 2026. Nevertheless, we continue to face challenges. Our principal concerns remain that of property crime, including stealing, housebreaking, and damage to property. Many of these crimes of opportunity are crimes of opportunity, and we continue to encourage the public to take responsible, precautionary action to secure their homes, businesses, vehicles, and other personal belongings.
The RGPF intends to maintain low crime rates even during the country's biggest festive season. So far, during preliminary events, no major crime has been reported. Superintendent Frank Farre announced during the press conference that there will be increased security and checkpoints leading up to the final events.
We will have our integrated border control, meaning that all access into the different parishes leading into any activity, we will have our checkpoints. So all patrons will be checked for offensive weapons and any other thing that could lead up to any criminal nature. Also, we will have multiple level access control points at the venue of all the activities. And the main venue for most of the activities that is remaining for Spice Mass 2026 is the National Stadium. And the National Stadium, the access point will be controlled by the RGPF plus security, the private security. Also, the access point, bags will be checked. Individual scannings also will be done by the private security and members of the RGPF.
Spice Mass 2026 culminates on August 11th. The season is being celebrated under the theme, The Best Mass by Far. 988 is the number that will give hope and support to Grenadians battling mental illness and suicidal ideation. The Ministry of Mental Health, Wellness and Religious Affairs on Tuesday launched the National Suicide Prevention Hotline for Crisis Response. The hotline 988 will provide immediate, confidential, compassionate support aligned with the government's national commitment to improve mental health services and reduce related stigma. Grenada has recorded approximately 8 suicide and 8 attempted suicide cases for 2026.
Today we make history for Grenada. The initiative aligned with ongoing efforts to enhance suicide prevention mechanism and strengthen early intervention pathways for individuals expressing psychological distress or suicide ideation.
That was Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Mental Health, Naomi Jeremiah. Director of Mental Health and Substance Abuse, Josh Hector, explained that the hotline is part of a wider mental health and emergency health system. The responders include master's level psychology students from St. George's University who have completed training in suicide prevention and crisis intervention.
It is a service designed to ensure that no one has to face the darkest moments alone. When someone calls this hotline, they will be connected to a trained responder who will take time to listen, understand what they are experiencing, assess their immediate safety, and provide emotional support during a time of crisis. Our responders have undergone specialized training in crisis communication, suicide prevention, suicide risk assessment, and referral procedures. They have been taught that their most important responsibility is not to solve every problem, but to ensure that every caller feels heard, respected, and supported while the crisis is de-escalated and or appropriate assistance is arranged. It forms part of Grenada's wider mental health and emergency response system. While many callers may simply need someone to listen and guide them toward appropriate community services, others may require more specialized intervention.
He explained how the hotline will function.
Where a caller is assessed to be in imminent risk of suicide or other life-threatening emergencies, the hotline immediately activates established emergency response procedures, allowing coordination with emergency medical services and the Royal Grenada Police Force. In essence, the hotline serves two functions. First, it provides immediate emotional support to people in crisis. Second, it serves as a gateway to care, ensuring that individuals are connected with the right services at the right time and with the appropriate level of urgency.
988 is the beginning of greater measures for victims and others battling mental illness. Mental Health Minister Honorable Delma Thomas emphasized that the hotline will improve Grenada's response with immediate interventions. Help is available.
We are strengthening our national response to ensure that individuals experiencing emotional distress, mental health challenges, or moments of crisis can access support when they need it the most. Today, we are sending a different message, a message that help is available, a message that support is within reach, a message that no one has to face the darkest moment alone. The 988 suicide hotline provides immediate and confidential, and I want to repeat, confidential support to individuals experiencing emotional distress, suicidal thoughts, or mental health crisis.
The ministry has partnered with various stakeholders, including the Ministries of Social Development and Health and the Royal Grenada Police Force. Still locally, 14 junior Calypsonians will compete on Thursday, July 30th at Progress Park from 5 p.m. in what is anticipated to be a very competitive Junior Calypso competition final. The event, which has been a staple of the Children's Carnival Frolic, is a standalone event in 2026. Following a rehearsal at the Pomerose RC School, the competition coordinator, Edison Francis, teacher Eddie, shared with the GIS the reasons for the change in 2026. He also spoke to the importance of peers and adults making the journey to Progress Park in support of the young ones.
This year, I know people are asking why is it that the show was not held inside of the CCF. Well, the reason for that is because CCF has been held 1 week earlier, right? So because of that, it clashed with the National Calypso semi-finals. Some of the musicians play for 10th, so they would not have been available to do that show that day because 10th would have been doing their final rehearsal for the semi-finals, which was the Sunday. So that was the reason why the Junior Monarch was moved out of of the CCF. And it would now be held on Thursday at Progress Park from 5 o'clock. We have 14 junior Calypsonians who are ready to go. That's our third rehearsal here with them. So they're already sharp and ready. We'd have another final rehearsal tomorrow when they will sharpen their skills and ready for the show on Thursday. So we just want to ask people to come out and give them their support. Bring your family, bring your school. I mean, they're repping school, so school should get a contingent to come and support them, right? We have from St. David's Sec, we have from SAS, we have from Grenada Christian Academy, we have from St. David's RC, and we have from Heinze School. So as much people come out and support, give them your love, I'm sure you're going to get really good cases from them juniors.
Nivian Cox, cultural officer with responsibility for Calypso at the Division of Culture, was on hand to help guide the young Calypsonians during the rehearsals in preparation for Thursday's final.
This year, the Division of Culture has taken the initiative to really support the Junior Calypso, and that's the reason we are here in Pomerose, ensuring that the show is produced at a high quality, but not just that, to also foster the young Calypsonians that we have being involved, ensuring that at least we can see productivity, we can see continuity of these Calypsonians maybe in the future. Now, this stems from our initiative at the division, where we have our Calypso programs where we reach out or we meet the young Calypsonians rather at the school level during the term, where we can meet with them, we can vibe with them, we can teach them how to start writing, start performing, and so this is just basically the breeding ground for where we expect to enhance the culture, enhance the product.
The defending monarch is Christian Motti Niles. We'll take a short break. Stay with us.
Proudly claiming our land, our culture, and our identity. We invite you to Watch Night, July 31st. Enslaved Africans gathered in secret in 1838, waiting for midnight to bring emancipation. Join us as we honor this legacy, bridging past, present, and promise. Watch Night 2026 celebrates the anticipation of freedom at the Grenville Bus Terminus, July 31st, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Hosted by the National Celebrations Committee, we ask you to come out in your numbers and be part of a night of praise and worship and cultural presentation. Come witness the dynamic dancers from Agape Ministry, live music from Tivoli Catholic Choir, Rema Worship Team, drumming from Lion Pride, Tivoli drummers, Rastafarian groups, and from Jabali, performers from Tobago. It's a family event. Come, let's celebrate the freedom fought for by our ancestors.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're beginning our final descent to Morris Bishop International Airport. Welcome to Grenada.
Our marketing goals for 2026 are ambitious yet achievable. We aim to drive airlift growth by collaborating with airlines and travel partners to expand seat capacity and routes. Strengthening community and stakeholder engagement is key, as we want to ensure that the benefits of tourism are felt broadly across our islands. Promoting sustainable tourism is a priority, as we encourage practices that preserve Grenada's environment, heritage, and cultural identity. We also want to focus on expanding into new markets while reinforcing our brand's position in existing markets. By increasing engagement and conversion through targeted digital campaigns, enhancing content quality, and building strong relationships with industry partners, we hope to boost brand awareness, improve our reputation, and secure media mentions in our target markets.
Welcome back. The Division of Labor has issued a timely reminder to employees and employers on the importance of adhering to labor standards during the carnival season. Labor Commissioner Sparkle Grenade-Courtney disclosed that following Spice Mass, the department receives several complaints from employees who were dismissed after failing to follow proper procedures for leave requests.
As a matter of fact, some of them do not report to work at all during the carnival season and then show up following the season and all of the reveling and realize that they no longer have a job. So it is important that for employees, if you intend to participate in the activities of the season, that you follow the proper procedures and protocols within your organization and apply for the requisite leave, vacation leave, during the carnival season.
Workers are also being reminded that sick days are for genuine cases of illness and should not be used conveniently to attend carnival events.
So if you're called in sick and you are then seen reveling or participating in a carnival-related activity, this is proven dishonesty because you were not actually sick. And the Act does state that you can be summarily dismissed for proven dishonesty. Summarily dismissed meaning that you can be terminated by your employer without notice and without termination allowance or benefits for your years of service.
The Labour Commissioner urged employers and business owners to plan staffing needs on time and maintain lawful scheduling practices to avoid extreme fatigue among employees. Referring to Section 42 of the Employment Act, Mrs. Grenade Courtney emphasized that overtime requires an agreement between the employer and employee and should not be unlawfully imposed.
Overtime is not something that can simply be imposed by the employer. And therefore, I encourage a discussion in advance and planning in advance so that employers are not enforcing or forcing overtime on employees, and employees do not feel that their jobs are being threatened if they feel that they do not want to work overtime.
Governor General Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagrenade welcomed a second ambassador to Grenada this week. She accepted letters of credence from His Excellency William Bush, ambassador from the Republic of Colombia to Grenada. Both countries established cordial and cooperative relations in 1981. Ambassador Bush pledged his commitment to exploring every avenue for cooperation and development, including tourism, education, and trade.
Colombia and your country share a common Caribbean identity, enriched by history, culture, economic development, and regional cooperation. We are united by our aspiration for sustainable growth, resilience, and prosperity for our people. I am committed to deepening bilateral relations and exploring new avenues for collaboration. There is significant potential for cooperation in areas such as trade and investment, tourism, education, cultural exchange, and sustainable development.
Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagrenade applauded the government and the people of Colombia for assisting Grenada during the 2019 COVID-19 pandemic and welcomed the commitment to strengthen relations further.
In the latter part of 2021, when the world was reeling from the deadly COVID-19 pandemic, your country provided a generous donation of $100,000 for the purchase of badly needed personal protective equipment. Your generosity in those dark days of tremendous uncertainty and need was greatly appreciated. Grenada looks forward to continued collaboration with Colombia in the areas of mutual concern as we work towards deepening the relationship between our two countries and people.
Finally, in the local segment, courtesy starts with you. Safety first. Wait your turn. Everyone gets there. No push, no rush. Messages from the Grenada Transport Commission to commuters at the St. George's Bus Terminal. This is part of the Commission's Public Respect a Commuter initiative to promote safety, respect, and comfort for passengers and bus operators. Head of Operations and Human Resources, Kamisha Redhead, says respect is a shared responsibility that enhances the traveling experience for everyone. Many operators welcomed the initiative. Bumper stickers were placed on several buses.
We would like to, encourage them to be patient during the peak traffic periods, particularly in the morning time and, in the evening time between the hours of probably 5 to 8, and also to respect the operators and conductors and follow the rules established for public transport and especially in the usage of the various bus terminals. And overall, to just help create a safe and welcoming environment for everyone. We had an initiative where we went out on Friday and we would have at the St. George's bus terminus, which we also intend to continue to the two other bus terminuses, particularly Grenville and Satires. We went out there and we were, putting bumper stickers on the buses. So when persons are actually boarding the buses, they can see the little messages as a reminder, so that they can probably respect the various groupings. We have many different groupings using the bus terminus. We have children, we have elderly. So we're asking them to be courteous, allow the children to board the buses first, allow the elderly first, do not push, wait your turn.
Redhead explained that the campaign started after rounds of engagement with commuters and operators.
This initiative was really and truly sparked from the feedback. Here at the GTC, we listen to the various groupings, we listen, and complaints would come in, feedback will come in. We have officers who normally, go around the bus terminuses and through having conversation, and maybe a lot of it came out when we had other initiatives. For instance, maybe when we had the re-registration of the buses, stuff will come. So then the team will come back to the office, and when we do our evaluation, we can say, well, maybe that way we can, put a program out there. And so this is really and truly where it came from.
The campaign will continue for as long as it is needed.
Just from us, the team having gone to the bus terminus on Friday, I can tell you that it was very well received, and in my opinion, it is already successful in and of itself. We intend to run it as long as, because kindness there is no timestamp on kindness and respect. We know that the impact that it has on someone's day, as I mentioned. So we intend to have it as an ongoing initiative. Yes, we may be able to, from maybe once a month, we'll be able to go out there and probably remind the different users of the bus terminus what is expected and stuff. But there is no timestamp on kindness, so we decided that we're going to have it as an ongoing initiative. And some of the paraphernalias, the way that we did it as well, it was strategic. It was in the sense that we were going to put up bumper stickers. So these things has long-lasting effects.
The Commission will expand the initiative to include the Satires and Grenville bus terminuses. This is the GIS News. We'll take a look at what's happening in the region when we come back.
August 1st is coming, and Grenville is about to transform with activities in observance of Emancipation Day 2026.
Under the theme, proudly claiming our land, our culture, our identity.
Start your day with flavor from 6 a.m. with breakfast at the Grenville Car Park. Then at 2 p.m., the energy moves to the bus terminal for a massive community exhibition.
Come see, come buy, come support. As the sun sets, the real magic begins at 5:30 p.m. with the Flambeau March from Subi Fisher facility onward to the Grenville bus terminal.
Then at 8 p.m. is the formal ceremony with brief speeches, followed by cultural activities from 8:30 p.m. featuring drumming like you've never heard before.
Dance that moves the soul, a live band that keeps the vibe alive, and special performances by local artists and groups you won't forget.
From breakfast to midnight, it's all happening at the Grenville bus terminal. Saturday, August 1st. Don't be late. Emancipation Day 2026. Proudly claiming our land, our culture, our identity.
This event is hosted by the National Celebrations Committee in collaboration with SEDU.
Welcome back. West Indies defeated Pakistan by 19 runs to win the opening test at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy in Trinidad and Tobago with a day to spare. Resuming their second innings on 126 for 7, the Windies were bowled out for 181, with Mohammad Abbas taking 5 for 22. Chasing 211 for victory, Pakistan was then dismissed for 120. Jaden Seals led the bowling with his first 5-wicket haul in a home test, taking 5 for 20, while player of the match Justin Graves claimed 2 for 12 and Kimar Roach finished with 2 for 27. Baba Azam top scored with an unbeaten 58. The West Indies' 90-run victory carried special significance, coming on what would have been the 90th birthday of the late cricket legend and national hero, the Right Excellent Sir Garfield Sobers. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mia Mottley congratulated Team West Indies on their victory, calling it a fitting gift as Barbados and the cricketing world marked what would have been the 90th birthday of national hero Sir Garfield Sobers.
I don't know if I could have ever dreamt of a better birthday gift for Sir Gary. We want to send him off in style, but you carried it up to the next level. And it does not escape my attention that it was Pakistan as well, against whom Sir Gary made the 365 not out as a young Bajan boy, teaching us that everything is possible so long as we were prepared to go for it, to be disciplined to achieve it, and to be the best that we can be. My boys, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you, but keep it going. Don't make this a flash in the pan.
The second and final test starts at Queen's Park Oval on August 2nd. Barbados and cricket enthusiasts globally bid farewell to national hero and cricket icon, the Right Excellent Sir Garfield Sobers, on Wednesday. The proceedings began with a solemn funeral procession from Parliament to Kensington Oval. Sir Garfield, one of the greatest cricketers ever to play the game, passed away on July 17th, leaving behind a legacy that has inspired generations in Barbados and around the world. The state funeral was attended by several dignitaries and sporting icons who reflected on the impact Sir Garfield had not only on cricket but also on Caribbean identity. Prime Ministers Mia Mottley, Philip J. Pear, former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, Deputy Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Clair Leacock, Antigua and Barbuda's Minister of Sports, Dwayne George, Cricket West Indies President Dr. Kishore Shalot, and the Chief Executive Officer Chris Dering, legendary West Indies captains and players Sir Clive Lloyd, Sir Vivian Richards, Sir Andy Roberts, Richie Richardson and Brian Lara, and Bajan international sensation Rihanna were among the officials in attendance. That's a look at news for today, Wednesday, July 29th. Let's recap the top stories. World Bank and Caribbean Development Bank officials optimistic about project implementation following recent Grenada mission. And the Ministry of Mental Health launches suicide prevention hotline 988 to improve response and support. On behalf of the news and production team, I am Rakisha St. Louis, thanking you for joining us. Thank you.